You will have to become someone you've never been before. You want to go somewhere you've never gone? You got to do something you've never done. You got to say something you've never said. You got to go to a place in you that you've never even been. You get to redesign. You are your Michelangelo. You are your greatest sculpture. And you get to recarve and you get to up-level as much as you need. You're not sentenced to this life this way. You chose it. You get to choose as much as you want. You get to design it any way you choose. You're not sentenced to your future. You have an opportunity to your future. What do you want and how do you want it? And if it doesn't make you a little afraid, then you ain't playing big enough. Your knees are supposed to knock a little bit. Your teeth are supposed to chatter a little bit. There's supposed to be at least 2 butterflies in your stomach. At least. Because if not, you're playing inside your comfort zone. And we mistake the fact that we're supposed to be comfortable 24/7. Well, let me tell you something. Comfortable is equivalent to complacent. I'll choose inconvenience every day, any day, to make a difference on the planet. I don't mind being mildly to moderately to significantly inconvenienced to leave my fingerprints on this planet. So I just came to talk to the game changers and to the change agents who are willing to confront any part of you that's not speaking to your madly, wildly amazing future. Here. In my greatness, I own my light. I own my brilliance. I am bold. I am courageous. I'm perfect in my imperfection. This is my time. This is my time. I'm bright enough. I'm old enough. Young enough. I've experienced enough. I'm wise enough. I understand that I am enough. Breathe. Own it. Own it.
Hello, 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 hello. Greetings to everyone joining us this evening for our Business Month virtual seminar series. We pray that something is said this evening to encourage you, to elevate you, to inspire you, and to empower you to excel in all of your business endeavors. Please do me a huge, huge favor and go ahead and click like and share. And if you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our page. Again, thank you for joining us. And if you missed last week, you missed an amazing segment. We've posted a link from last week's segment in the chat. So feel free to watch it for the first time or rewatch it. It will definitely re-energize you and reignite your quest to pursue your dreams. So right now, we're going to ask my soror Tammy to go ahead and give us some highlights from last week's segment.
Last week, guys, it was amazing. We had Miss Angela Bishop. She shared a lot of motivational and marketing strategies on last week. A lot of marketing strategies on last week. It was very helpful information for our business. She's a paparazzi consultant. And a couple of the takeaways, Miss Vicky from last week, she talked a lot about how she pours into her team and helping others. Mm-hmm. And we all know teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
Right? So she also talked about creating digital graphics and resources through through Canva and some of the other programs that are out there to help people work their business. One of the other things that I loved about what she shared was using one piece of content to create 10 different forms of content which I thought was a game changer for any
Absolutely.
business that's out there. And one of the last things that I want to share was that she shared her battle with her illness. But what I took away from that was she didn't give up. And
Oh,
so I
yes.
encourage those that may be going through right now to get up and get back started. No matter what business you have right now, I need you to get up and get back started. What were some of the takeaways that you had, Ms. Vicki?
What I got from it was remember your why. Your why is your motivation. To be productive, you got to be willing to put in the work, to be intentional with your time. So, time management is crucial. She said to create time blocks and be realistic about your time blocks. So, you have to have take ownership and have integrity about your own time and hold yourself accountable. And she also said to give yourself some grace, nurture yourself. Work life balance is important. So basically, resilience is also a key ingredient to our success. So our ability to bounce back from our challenges is key. So that's what I took away from it.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. So you want to go ahead and give a couple of
Oh,
the
yeah, absolutely. I don't know about you all, but today the motivational speaker was amazing. I like that message. She said that we are chosen, and this is our time. The major thing that impacted me from that motivational snippet was I am enough. I'm bold enough. I'm smart enough. I'm creative enough to start my own business and run it. So the message to me out of everything that she says is I am enough.
exactly. And you need to own it as
And you got
well.
to own it. Absolutely.
Plain, she talked about playing made out of the comfort zone. Choose she talked about choosing convenience and leave your fingerprint. No matter what business you have, you want to leave your fingerprint on this earth before you leave. So those are some of the other things that I just wanted to add and become someone you haven't seen before as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was absolutely amazing. If you have something that kind of resonated in your spirit about that motivational message, be sure to go ahead and drop it in the chat. We want to know how you feel about it as well. Right now, I just want to remind everybody to click, like, and share. If you are on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe to our page. Okay. And now we want to give you just a little synopsis of why we are here today. That we are Iota Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated, and this April is our business month. So Iota's business month capstone. So basically, that's why we're here. We want to pause the floor just to recognize our amazing chapter president, Dr. Yvonne Elliott. She is unable to be with us tonight, but I know for sure she's here in spirit. So, Tammy, could you go ahead and introduce our speaker today? Because I hope everybody is as excited as I am.
Yes, I have the privilege of introducing our speaker tonight. Her name is Dr. Alyssa Vaughn. She's the Director of Education, and she's also a financial educator. Alyssa graduated from Jack Henry Mortgage Institute in June of 2020. She has a Master of Arts and a doctoral degree from Miracle University. She graduated in September of 2020. She also graduated from Real Estate School in May of 2017. And she also graduated from a cosmetology school, Bantina's school, in 2013. Lisa also has a cosmetology degree from Regency Beauty Institute, and that was back in 2009. Alyssa is currently a mortgage lender with Midwest Bank Center and has been since 2020. She's the CEO and owner of West End Distinctive Details Auto Detailing. She's the owner of Jewel Box Cosmetology, um, cosmetology I'm sorry, she's been an owner since June of 2008. Alyssa is an active member of NAACP She's the founder of There Is Hope Foundation. She is also the board president of East St. Louis Senior High Career and Technical Center. She's an educated director for Legacy Wealth Mortgage Institute. And last but not least, she's a community activist, a volunteer, work to deliver change. Welcome to the stage, Alyssa Vaughn.
Yes. Hey guys. I am so excited to be here. We are not about to be in school. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So who am I? I am Dr. Elisa Vaughn, Assistant Vice President to Mortgage Lending. I was just promoted, thank God.
Congratulations.
I'm an entrepreneur. I am a mother of two, and I have a granny son named Superman. And my journey is real, like it's real. So I want you guys to grab some pen and paper, and if you are a business owner, or want to be a business owner, or want to own a home, this is the things that we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, first let's talk about me. So I have been a mortgage in the banking industry for 20 years coming up in June. I will celebrate the anniversary.
Congratulations.
The banking industry is not an easy industry. You have to know a lot and you have to want to be fed a lot and learn a lot. Anyway, so I was a mortgage underwriter. Does anybody know what a mortgage underwriter is? If you have a chat?
Yeah.
Just put it in the chat. Anything you want to ask me. So a mortgage underwriter, I became an underwriter June 2005. I did underwriting for 15 years, and then I was laid off my job, and I told God, I said, hey, I'm not going back to work. I'm going to focus on my own business because I was already an entrepreneur. Okay. So I started my first business. I married into my first business with my husband. We owned a car wash, and this was in 2003. So I've been an entrepreneur since 2003. So I own two car washes. I own a real estate management company. I own a printing company. I own a salon and an auto detailing shop, as well as an event space. Now, let me tell you, any dream is possible. My sister always taught me this, and I want y'all to write this down. Any dream is possible. My first business. I'm glad that we're celebrating Business Month because a lot of people think that they could never own a business. My very first business outside of my husband, I took a title loan out on my car. I did not have the money. So what I did was I left my job, my dental career, and I told God I'm gonna go back to school. So I went to cosmetology school. All this is gonna tie together. You're gonna see where I'm going. You're gonna see where I'm going. Anyway, so I started cosmetology school in March of 2008, and I told God, I said, hey, listen, I don't want to work in another shop. I want to own my own business. I don't know how I was going to own this business, y'all. But anyway, so I took a title loan out on my car, and I was blessed to have a building that was available. And the owner let me lease this building for a year for free. Won't God do it? Won't he do it? I started school in March of '08. My business was open June of '08. You got to have faith. You got to believe in yourself. You got to do the unthinkable. You got to work hard. You got to just believe in whatever it is you want to do. My second business, my printing company. I started that business with $40 and I'm still open. $40 in 2010. And what I did was you got to just do things that's out of the box. Can they still see me? Yeah. Okay. Um, Graduation. My cousin was graduating, and I said, hey, can I put a free sign in your yard? Because I want to market my business. Because I knew I had to build a business. And she let me do it. From there on, I have printed, I know, at least 5,000 signs, like Cyberg's, Applebee's. But it started out with a free sign. So what I'm saying to you is Believe in your dream. Believe in your dream. Now, I'm still a business owner, but I still did banking at the same time. So I worked at my salon and I worked at night doing loans as an underwriter. So underwriter is the one who approves the loans. So I'm very skilled at what it takes for you to get whatever it is to get to the closing table. I teach. So I teach classes on Thursday nights, credit building, financial literacy, anything about life, about banking, I teach. 5 years ago, again, I'm a back. I was laid off. And I told God, I'm going to focus on my business, but then you're going to give me a job. I'm not going back to underwriting. God bless me with a business where I can come teach, because I was tired of African Americans loans getting denied. Let me teach my people, everyday working middle class people, how to get approved through the bank. The worst feeling in the world to me is walking in a bank and just get denied. They don't tell you why, how to get help. So when I was laid off, my family was like, "You going back to work?" I said, "Nope, it's not time. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's not time. I'm just going to focus on my own business." And that's what I did. Well, Corona hit when, y'all? 2020? 2020. So my resume was still online. I just threw it out there. I said, I'm going to update my resume because I hadn't updated it in 15 years, didn't have to. So I updated it and calls was just coming to work. They needed people. Interest rates were down and they needed these loans to get approved. Well, I applied for 2 companies. The first company told me that I was not skilled enough and they denied me the job. They hate they ever did that. The second company was Midwest Bank Center. You see, this is who I am currently employed with, Assistant Vice President of Mortgages. I love my job. This has become my calling. This has become my calling to teach everyday people, whether you're 18 or 100, to get a house. In March of 2025, I was just promoted to commercial lending. So I started out with residential lending for 4.5 years, and now I do both. I can finance your house and your business. Won't God do it? This is how I learned, but I worked hard. I worked hard at learning. I took new certifications. I don't care what kind of degree you have. It's all about the movement, your dream, working. I work 7 days a week for 18 years to build my businesses. I am 48 years old right now, and want to retire or from my businesses or sell them. But anyway, that's enough about me. But I had to share that with you because I'm a regular, everyday person, just like you. So anyway, I started working for myself, and then Midwest Bank Center, they gave me a call and asked me to come and be a loan processor. And I said, no. I told God, I'm not doing another job that I don't want to do. I want to teach people how to get loans. And that is what I do daily, as well as approval. This job was accidental. It was accidental because they offered me a different position. And so what I did was I sent them my credit repair flyer. And I said, this is me. This is who I am. Allow me to be who I am at work. Offer me a position where I can, again, come to the community and help us rise together. That's what I do. So anyway, what I do in my classes is I teach this from start to finish. Whether you have good credit, I do not care if you have bad credit. If you have good credit, I teach you how to improve your credit. So as a lender, we don't care if you've had credit issues. I care how you fix it. And that's what I do. And I teach this class for free. It costs you nothing. What I do is teach you how to build wealth. I teach you how to get to the closing table. I teach you how not to rent anymore. I teach you how to become a real estate investor. I teach you how to become a landlord. And I teach you how to buy your own commercial building, whether it's a daycare, whether it's a skating rink, whether it's a barbershop, whether it's a beauty shop, whether it's a restaurant. Any business that you want, I can finance for you. And if you're not ready, that's okay. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to get you ready, okay? Is there anybody in the chat that want to know about commercial lending as well as residential lending? We'll have a more private conversation about that, but feel free to ask me any questions that you want. I definitely want to encourage you to build wealth. Grab yourself a mentor. I have a mentor. I had went to Atlanta a few years ago for a course because I travel. I invest in my education, invest in you, a business, invest in your education. And the lady told me, she said, I want to be on the beach at 50, just collecting money. I don't want to work so hard no more. And that's what I tell myself every day. I want to be able to be on the beach and just watch my phone and watch my bank account and watch money come in there from my businesses, not only my paycheck, but from my businesses. And that's what I would love to teach you. It's such a wonderful feeling on the first of the month, if you're a landlord, when your bank account just hitting. All of my friends are millionaires in real estate. And guess who made it? I made it happen. I showed them. One of my friends, I got to share this story real quick, guys. One of my friends, she called me a couple years ago and she said, Lisa, I'm ready to leave my job. What can I do? First thing I asked her was, how's your credit? Second thing I asked her was, how much debt do you have? And so we discussed it, and she had a lot of debt. And I said, you got to get rid of some of that debt so I can teach you how to create debt that pay you back. So she got rid of 2 car notes. She got rid of about 10 credit cards, and I told her to keep one because I needed some activity on there. And there's a method behind it. So what we did was we got rid of the monthly payments that were going out that were costing her, and we supplemented that for real estate. So her first property, and your mouth probably gonna drop when I tell you this, her first property was a duplex, January of 2021. February, we took $70,000 of her 401k money, and I started helping her learn her money, how to make it grow monthly. The second month, February, we bought a single family. She put her mother in there and her sister, and they rented from her. So now we got 3 doors. How many doors we got? 3. Y'all help me count because I might lose. In March, we bought another duplex. How many doors is that? 5. April, we bought an apartment building, 4 units. How many doors is that? 9. August, we took a break. August, we bought another duplex. That's 11 doors. Okay. Now, this woman made sacrifices. She got rid of the car. She started driving her mom's car because her mom was sick. So she was helping her. So that worked out. And now in August of the same year, she quit her job. Now, I'm not encouraging you to quit your job, but that's what she wanted to do anyway. She wanted to create wealth that where she can just work for herself. And it's 4 years later, she has not gone back to work. What she has done is taking that real estate money that she gets every month, and that's a business. Being a landlord is a business. Fast forward the next year, we refinanced. I refinanced one of her properties. We pulled the equity out of in the property, and we bought her a new house. So her tenants really bought her a new house. Get it? Yes. Wonderful. Real estate is so amazing. Don't fear your dream. Any dream that you want, I will help you. I just financed a barbershop. One of my credit repair students came to my class, and I'll say this was October of last year. And I asked him, first thing I asked, how's your credit? How much debt do you have? What do you want to do? Why are you here? He said, Lisa, I want to own my own barbershop. By the way, people call me Lisa. I want to own my own barbershop. I said, well, you got to get rid of some of that debt. Sitting in the class, he paid off a $4,000 debt sitting in class. That boy was serious. By December, we purchased his barbershop. He said, I'm going to be open in March of 2025. He opened in March of 25. That's commercial lending. So next we're going to be possibly buying him an investment property, a residential investment property. So believe in yourself. Take your money and save it. Like my first property I bought was $8,000. My grandmother always told me, Elisa, buy you some property. Buy you some of God's land because I ain't making no more of it. That was the best decision that I ever made. My first property, I've owned it at least 10 years. I probably made over 100, almost 180,000 on just one property. I put my kids through college debt free on that property, on the rental. Yes. I also want to tell you to be mindful of how much debt you create. How much debt you create and why. Student loans. You can still buy a house with student loans, but a lot of people go overboard with student loans. Teach your kids that if you need loans, that's fine, but just don't go overboard because later you're going to want that house in the suburbs. And in banking, even if your loans are deferred, we still use them against you. We still do. So be mindful of that. I want to keep you encouraged. Tell yourself daily, I am a homeowner. I want to become a homeowner. Tell yourself that you want to become an investor. It is so easy. Commercial lending is such a blessing to us. It is so easy to get approved for a commercial loan, and that's a building of some type. It could be a food truck. I finance food trucks, whatever you want, I can handle it. Lawn care service, lawn care equipment, whatever you want, I can handle that. And tell yourself, I will become that business owner. I will become that business owner. Two more things, and then I'm done, y'all. Break every chain. Break every chain that's holding you back. Ask questions. Get a mentor. Get it around. I always tell people, I don't sit at tables where I can't eat with other people, where I can't learn from, because I don't know everything. I learn something new every day. And I am so glad that I work with this bank. I have worked for at least 30 banks in my career because I was a contractor at first. But my team is so supportive on helping me teach the community on how to get lending. African American lending is at the bottom of the totem pole because a lot of us are unlearned. So that's why I start teaching these classes for free. Thursday night, if you want the address, I'll get it to Tammy and she can put it in the chat. She'll get you my phone number. You could call or text me. Don't be afraid of your credit report. Don't be afraid of your credit report. Don't be afraid of your credit report. And lastly, stay away from people that are discouraging. Your story is your story. Your story, your credit is your credit. Your bank account balance is your bank account balance. Your past is your past, but you do have a financial future and I will help you. Thank you guys for listening. I am so excited to help you all. I am so excited to cash you out on properties that you own already and take that money and buy you a business. Take that money and pay for your kids' wedding. Take that money and pay off some debt. I am so excited to help my people become richer just with your credit score. And if you have a bad credit score, again, I don't care. But thank you for listening. I am Dr. Elisa Vaughn, Assistant Vice President of Mortgage Lending for Midwest Bank Center. Again, my phone number is 618-917-2251. I work 7 days. I don't have set hours, so I do work day and night. So you can text me day or night to reach me. And let's get you guys to the closing tables, okay? See ya. Thanks for having me, y'all. I appreciate it.
Somebody asked, do you have information on business grants?
I don't have any information on business grants because I'm a lender. I give money. I will tell you this, though. make sure your taxes are filed correctly. That's really, really big. Okay. If you need a tax person, reach out to me. I will help you. I do know that when you go for grants and stuff, they look at your financial portfolio. And also make sure your banking is in order. Don't be getting those NFFs, insufficient funds, showing up on your bank statements. They look at all that stuff to see if you're financially ready for the next level. Any other questions?
Yeah, Lisa, can you talk a little bit about when you say your taxes
Mhm.
and people filing their taxes wrong? What are some of the things that you've seen that have caused people not to get those loans?
So, if you own a business and you take all losses on your tax return, that means that your business is not functioning. It's not making money. So if your business is showing that it's not making money, then how can you support the loan you're asking for? That's an automatic denial. So Schedule C, write this down. This is very important. Schedule C, line 31, needs to have positive income. I don't care what, we don't care if you mop floors for a living. Line 31 is going to tell the story. Business owners, we use 2 years of tax returns. So line 31 has to be positive. Mandatory. Mandatory. Any other questions? In the chat.
No, I don't see any other questions.
Okay.
Are there any changes with the first-time home buyers with the new administration?
Not yet. No, it's federal. Actually, the income has gone up for first-time home buyers. The income limit. So now you can make over 100,000. I was just able to bless a young lady. I mean, I'm sorry, a young man and his fiance with a property last week. Missouri Development Housing Commission. I just got certified for that, and I did that on purpose. This is how hard I work for y'all. I didn't need that certification, but they needed it. They needed the down payment assistance, so they were able to get 9,800 in closing costs, thanks to me, just because I took that certification. They walked away. They only put $1,000 down on this house. That's it. I really go hard for you guys. I'm talking about just credit, your taxes. I make sure you have the right tax person. Um, I make sure you have the correct knowledge for first time. Everybody, it can't be a first time home buyer now. Everybody don't qualify. Sometimes if you have a low credit score, the mortgage underwriting system will deny your loan, but that's okay. I'll teach you how to get the score higher. And believe me or not, people do listen. I had a lady pay off 12 counts. She live in a $300,000 house now. She did not fight me. I say, do this, do that, and that's what happened. And now she has her home.
Wow.
Oh, and I have one other question to me. What's the difference between a conventional and a FHA loan when it comes to,
Well, conventional requires a minimum 640 credit score. It requires a little bit more money down. Conventional loans kind of look good to sellers because FHA, Federal Housing Administration, they will do an inspection on the property. Conventional don't do that. So a lot of sellers will choose a conventional approved buyer over FHA. It just depends on your story. It depends on your realtor, how it's structured. But I will FHA minimum for my bank. Now, I cannot speak for all banks. All banks have different guidelines, investors. Some is, pretty much standard, but I only can speak for my bank. So FHA, we go down to 620. Other banks go down only 640 for FHA. So we dropped 20 points with Corona. That was a blessing because a lot more people were able to get homes that had lower scores. Also, FHA, you bring less to the table. It just depends on your situation. Like the credit will tell the story. Grants, everybody can't get a grant. If you have a low score, that underwriting system will kick that grant right on out, even though you're a first-time home buyer. Just because you're a first-time home buyer don't mean you automatically get a grant. You kind of got to earn it a little bit. You kind of got to earn it with your score. And again, if you don't have it, That's fine. I will teach you how to get it. I approve everybody's loans. No loans get denied. When I say that, I'm gonna say it again. I approve everybody's loans because I'm gonna teach you what I need to do to get you approved.
Is there a certain criteria for people who are first time homeowners and first time business owners? Say if I was trying to get a business loan, would the criteria be the same?
You can be a first time business owner and get a business loan, long as your credit and your savings suffice. You can do
Okay.
that. I'm actually financing a school for a young man. I was just talking to him over there, and this is his first business. Yeah.
So is there a minimum savings amount you have to have to get the first time business loan?
I always tell people. So, for example, do you have a calculator? Okay, so for example, if you chose a $200,000 house, building, uh, times 25%, it's really 20% down, but they like to see extra money in the bank. So I always say 25% equals 50,000. So 50,000 would need to be shown on a $200,000 property in the bank, and it could be from 401k, it could be out your personal savings, your business. Commercial lending is way different. It's real easy. It's super easy. So it could be like from insurance. If you have money from insurance policies and stuff, it can come from anywhere.
How long does that money need to,
That's
see?
commercial loan money don't have to be seasoned. They just, it has to be there. You know what I'm saying? But on residential, they really 2 months. So, for example, I financed a former school for one of my friends, and um, she was getting a settlement, and so we used the settlement money as her down payment. So, and it wasn't seasoned, but it was legal money.
Okay.
Got it. It was documented money, so no cash can be used. It does have to be traceable.
Okay, and then one other question. If you are a renter, if I'm a landlord and I am, use that income,
For income,
for income. I think I remember you saying something.
75% of the rent amount can be used. So, whatever your lease is, if it's 1,200, only 75% per federal guidelines can be used. So you won't get the full 1,200 as income. Also, when you use, when you do become a landlord, Schedule E, write this down. Schedule E is real estate. It needs to show profit. A lot of people take losses so that they can get a refund, but then the taxes are wrong, and then you can't get a loan. So well, you can't use it as income. And sometimes we don't even need it as income if you make enough money, but you still don't want anything negative on your taxes that ain't supposed to be. If you plan on making bigger moves with financial lending, do your taxes right. Fix your credit. Save your money. It's that simple. And it's fun. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun seeing my friends grow, and I have the job to do so. This has become my calling, guys. Ask me whatever you want to ask me. You know how some people say, I hate my job? I have not hated my job since I left my dental career. And I love dentistry, don't get me wrong. But I woke up one day and I said, I'm tired of making this man rich. I'm going to work for myself. And I still did banking, but I'm tired of this. I got to do something different. And I started from the bottom, y'all. I left my career. I had no paychecks. I had not one paycheck. Banking, remember when the mortgage industry crashed in '07, '08? I wasn't working. I wasn't in banking. I was doing just my dentistry. So I started my salon, like I said, with a title loan. And I just did what I sold food on State Street. I sold barbecue. I sold pictures. I did whatever I had to do. I saved that money. I did whatever I had to do to become successful. I did whatever I had to do so that I can get my girls through college. I have one graduating next week, 2 weeks, and I had one graduate last year. put 2 girls through college on hope and faith and keeping my credit good. I knew I had to get my credit together. My credit was jacked up. It was. I said I ain't gonna be able to get no student loans if I needed them for my kids. You know, I had to get myself in order. So get yourself in order. If you're not in order, don't beat yourself up. Everything is fixable. Every credit report is fixable. Remember that. So if you got a 680 score and you want to get to 750, just call me. If you got a 400 score and you want to get to 620 or 640 so that I can finance your house, just call me. I don't care. Everything is fixable. As soon as I teach you about how the credit report should read per your story, you will fall in love with your credit. Tammy and I finance all Tammy properties, all her properties. How do you feel about your credit, Tammy?
Through the help, I'm in 800 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just do some of the things that tips and listening to her and doing the things that she will tell you, okay, get rid of that credit card, do this and that. And I did whatever she told me to do.
And a lot of people, they kind of don't want to get rid of credit cards. They'll say, well, I get frequent flyer miles. I said, but when you're making more money, that points don't even matter. You created wealth that points where you don't need those cards. So at the bottom of the credit report, it tells us how much debt you have, how much you have access to, like your high limits, and then how much you pay out. Y'all don't see that online. I do. The lesser that number is, the higher your score goes. The bigger that number is, the lesser you stay in the 600s, even if you pay your bills on time.
You're right.
Because you have too much debt. Real estate debt is kind of different. Like it's different versus consumer debt. I'm talking about car loans and a lot of credit cards. So I always tell people, when I look at a credit report, a pretty credit report, it have about 2 or 3 trade lines on there. And that's a house, a car, and maybe 1 credit card. Or a house and a car, no credit card. You don't need a lot of debt to have good credit. You need less debt to have better credit. That's what I've learned over the years.
There's a couple of questions.
Okay.
Someone say, if you have a 501c3, what's the requirement for a loan to buy the property?
What, just documentation? Just your documentation, your bank statements. I guess it's a business bank statement and your personal bank statements. It's really easy. It's really not hard at all. Driver's license, it's not hard. Just make sure your taxes are filed correctly. Well, no, you don't file taxes on 501(c), right? No, you don't file taxes. But make sure all your paperwork is in order. But it's easy to get.
Can you speak to the things that people should do right before they get ready to purchase a home?
Absolutely. So, did you see that in there?
No, but I know
it's in there. Okay. So while you're under contract, or even before you get ready to buy a house, be mindful of the first thing I always tell people. Well, if you got student loans, fine. Okay, great. Be mindful of the amount of car that you choose. For example, a lot of people want to get $8, $9, $10, $1,100 car payments, but you only make it $40,000. But then you want a $200,000 house. So be mindful of what you buy. Be mindful of the amount of debts you have. Don't go buy a washer and dryer and you don't own the house yet. You know, some people do that while you're under contract. Don't buy the furniture because we don't want the credit ran again until after you've closed. You know, so we will check. We will check. Yes, yes. So there's a lot of do's and don'ts, but it's per your story. It's per your story.
Yeah.
Per your story. Everybody's story is different. Didn't we just answer that?
Yeah, let's answer that. I have one more. This kind of goes back to the savings part of it. Can you say if you have a lot of equity in your house, would that qualify?
Yes. So what I use proceeds from the refinance. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I encourage people to do so because that's the purpose of owning real estate, is to be able to pull money out. If you don't use the equity in your house, you may as well just be renting. Make it work for you. Invest. I mean, everybody are meant to be business owners. So I get that. But if you do, it's okay to take the equity out. A lot of people are like, well, the interest rate ain't going in the ground with you either way. Make it work while you are above ground. Banks make money on us every day by our loans, our car loans, our house loans. Why can't we get some of our money back? And I encourage you to refinance. Pull the money out, buy another property, pull it out, buy a business, pull it out, do whatever you want to do with it. Pay some debt off. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Because when you make those monthly payments, I was just telling my daughter that she's 22 with close on her house in 2 weeks. She got a little cold feet. And I said, well, you're going to continue to pay $24,000 to that man for next year, or you're going to pay $24,000 to yourself when you own your own property. Yeah. Any other questions?
Another question.
Yes,
Can you speak to the difference between a fixed rate and an adjustable?
Yes. So adjustable rates, it'll adjust over a certain term. Okay. It may be fixed for 5 years and then it may adjust in 5 or 10 years. It just depends on your loan product. Fixed rate means that it's going to stay the same rate for that 30-year term until you refinance it. And then that rate can start over.
What's the best time to do an adjustable? When would it be better to do adjustable and fixed?
Never. And you just have to, unless you just have to do it. I would definitely go with fixed. Right. And like I said, everybody's story is different. I would prefer fixed over adjustable. Or if you do adjustable, refinance it before it changes. Right. I think that's it. So I hope you guys learned something. Again, tell yourself, I am a homeowner. I am an investor.
I am an investor.
I am a business owner or will become a business owner, and I will teach you. Thank you. My name is Dr. Elisa Vaughn, Assistant Vice President for Midwest Bank Center Mortgage Lender. And I look forward to meeting you guys in person or even over the phone. Thank you for having me, ladies. I hope that I answered whatever questions you wanted. And I hope I put some fire under y'all. Let's get to the bank, y'all. I love what I do. I love it. I could preach about this. Because I love to see us winning.
Right.
We got to change the hood. We got to. We got to change that vibe where I can't do it. Anybody can own a house. The youngest person I financed, he was 18 years old from Missouri. He only worked at Sam's. He didn't have a lot of debt. He had one credit card fresh out of high school. I used his high school for 1 year of work and then his regular job for 1 year of work. And he bought a house, 18 years old. Any dream is possible. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Now that was
my phone number is 618.
Oh, let me write your phone number down.
917-2251. Call or text me. I will give you my email address. It's kind of long, so I know work emails be long. AVAUGHN, the @ Midwest Bank Center, CENTRE.com. That's Avon at MidwestBankCenter.com. Meet me at the closing table, y'all. Meet me at the closing table. I'm serious. Meet me at the closing table. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Awesome. Thank you to Dr. Vaughn for coming out and dropping some nuggets on us about banking information, investing. I definitely got some takeaways from that. And she said to be mindful of your debt and break every chain that's holding you back. Be teachable. Sometimes we got to stay teachable. We don't know everything. So we definitely got to remain teachable. Because there could be some things on our credit report that we think we know how to fix and we really don't. So we need to seek some professional help. And she said to do what? to come see her. And don't be afraid of your credit. Don't be afraid of your credit. Don't be, I would say, don't be embarrassed by it, because you need, if you need help, you need help. And stay away from negative people. You want to be around like-minded people, people that's somewhere that you're trying to get to. So that was always my motto. So Tammy, tell me a little bit about what resonated with you.
Just to add to that, any dream is possible, she said.
Yes.
You got to have faith, believe in yourself. And she talked about starting a business with $40,
Ooh.
you know, and still has that business today. So no matter whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. And she's the one that you need to talk to. She mentioned she was just a regular, everyday person.
Yes.
Just like any of us. So that lets you know that all of us can do this.
Right.
You know, so I'm excited. She's helped me do what I've done so far, and I'm looking forward to working with her again. You know, so thank you again, Lisa, for being here. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Right now, we're just going to yield the floor for a few announcements. We want everybody to remember our Black Friday event that is coming up on tomorrow, Friday, April 25th, from 6 to 9 p.m. If you want to spotlight your business, do some online shopping, or just support your friends and other entrepreneurs that you know, please feel free to sign on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Everybody will be out there showing off their products, and hopefully you can make some purchases. We also want to let everybody remind you about our Blacks Expo event that we have planned. If you are interested, the booths will be $1 rental. We are asking for a nominal scholarship donation or investment. So stay tuned for more information and details on that. And that's about it. If we could, Tammy, you could tell us. Yeah, close us out.
I'll close us out in prayer, guys. Dear God, I want to thank you for your vision you've planted in our hearts. Give us the strength to pursue our purpose boldly and the wisdom to make sound decisions when challenges arise. Help us to remain steadfast and focused on your promises. Let integrity, excellence, and love be the foundation of our businesses. Open doors we cannot see. Bring divine connections and bless the work of our hands. May business not only prosper, but uplift others, inspire dreams, reflect light. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amazing and beautiful prayer. We thank you for joining us. Don't forget about tomorrow. Tune in at 6 p.m. We'll be looking for you. Thanks and have a great evening.